Hi everybody, welcome back to the OCD Illustrated channel. This is a facts to know video in which I'll present information that is helpful to know about obsessive compulsive disorder. This video is one in a series about obsessions, which are unwanted, repetitive thoughts, images, or urges that cause the OCD sufferer distress. In a previous video, we talked about how OCD can have different themes, and one of those themes is contamination, which is the fear that you are going to come into contact with something dangerous or dirty. So let's hear some examples. I might get AIDS, or insert any other communicable disease. Many people's contamination fears focus around illness, and the compulsions around trying to avoid it or wash it away. But it goes to an extent that is unusual. So it's not, I'm afraid of AIDS, so I don't use intravenous drugs. It's more like, I'm afraid of AIDS, so I won't touch anything red because if it had blood on it, I might not be able to see it. Or I'm trying not to get Ebola, so I, wash my hands 15 times after I use the restroom, even though I live in the US and there's no Ebola here. People with contamination fears also can worry that the disease that they potentially could contract or carry could be spread to their friends or family members, and that they would then be responsible for those people getting sick. So that kind of obsession might sound like, if I touch germs of any sort, I might get my family sick and be responsible for killing them. Sometimes obsessions don't have so much a fear attached as an unpleasant feeling. So somebody might have an obsession about, I just feel so yucky and dirty after I use the bathroom. So it's not necessarily a fear of germs or a fear of, excrement, so much as just an intrinsic disgust feeling that the person can't shake off. Thus far, the examples I've given are all physical contamination obsessions. They're about things in the environment. Contamination obsessions, though, can be about less things you can touch and more sort of things mistily floating through the air. So somewhere in the middle between physical contamination and emotional contamination would be somebody worrying about getting radiation poisoning. And if you go on the full emotional contamination side, it's kind of like the idea of cooties. So a kid might start to think, if I go near my bully, I will start to act like him or her. And so they start trying to avoid areas in which they think they might see the person so that they can't metaphorically catch the person's attitudes. Thanks for joining me and watching this video to learn more about contamination obsessions. Future videos in this series will discuss other kinds of obsessions and give you some examples of them so you see just how varied they can be. Thank you again. Bye.